Hello everyone. Could somebody give me a comment and let me know that I'm coming through before we get started? Hello everyone. Could somebody give me a comment and let me know that I'm coming through before we get started? Hello everyone. Could somebody give Oh, great. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to see if I can share this. Okay. My name is Melissa. Hello, everyone. I'm working off of a laptop here and my phone, so I wanted to make sure my volume was down and all that kind of stuff. So, Hook, Yarn, and Dream, you can hear me good. Thank you for letting me know that. So, first of all, let me start off and say thank you to Joy and her team for giving me the opportunity to share in my love for handmaids with this sale. It's very clear that Joy and her team present many opportunities for the community of hobbyists and businesses to shine. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come in and do just that. So I have a disclaimer that we need to start off with, and then we'll get going with our product. Let me make sure. Give me just a second. Sorry, folks. Okay, so I need to let you all know before we get started, I am participating in this live sale as an independent seller. So all transactions, including payment, shipping, returns, and communication, are solely between myself as the seller and you as the buyer. The group owner and administrators are not parties to these transactions, make no guarantees, and accept no responsibility or liability for any issues that may arise, including but not limited to quality, delivery, or fulfillment of items purchased. By participating in this live sale, you all in the comments acknowledge and accept these terms. So again, thank you, Joy, Angela, and the team. I appreciate it very much. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you my item. I'll give you a description of the item, and I'll give you a number, and you will just, in the comments, you'll just type in that number to claim the product if you're interested in it. And you need to comment only the number to claim. If you do shop with me, if you will, either in your comments or with a direct message, if you'll send me your email and your complete mailing address, I'll need that in order to determine your shipping. The buyer is responsible for the shipping, and I will invoice. I invoice through PayPal, so I will send those invoices on Monday via PayPal. So be sure again that you give me your email address and a complete mailing address. Those invoices will need to be paid within 24 hours. And after I receive that payment, then I will ship your items right on out to you, very carefully packaged and shipped. And I do use Pirate Ship to try to get the best rates. And you'll see that your shipping will come from 31554. Okay? So, my style is primitive / farmhouse. And let me also mention to you, I have my items set up on a table here. This room I'm in is probably only like a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 12. So you'll see me go off camera to grab the item and right back in, okay? This was a tuna can. We use chalk paint. This is a chalk paint that was applied to this with a label. And a little wooden pedestal. We get these at Hobby Lobby, and I just took that pedestal and turned this into a little piece that you can, you know, use it wherever you'd like in your decoration. Okay. This is hopefully my numbers are straight. This is item number 60 for $15, and it measures 3.5 inches tall. And it's 4 inches wide. $15, item number 60. Okay, and this is, I do a lot of coffee grunging technique where I use cinnamon and coffee granules with a Mod Podge mixture. So this is a jar that we applied a cinnamon coffee mixture to it. We attached some homespun fabric, some jute twine, and I save my coffee filters. I recycle my coffee filters. And then I just grunged it up a little bit more with some cinnamon and some coffee. Okay. And this is item 57. It's $22. And it measures 6.5 tall, and it's 3 inches wide at the base. Item 57 for $22. Okay, here is another jar, and I'm going to plug this one in. So, can everybody see? Okay, Can someone let me know if you're able to see everything okay? I'm trying to hold it up. This is, I believe I used tea bags. It was either tea bags or coffee filters. And I put some lights in there. Again, this is it's Mod Podged onto the jar. We put a Liberty Wool label on it. Attached at the top some cheesecloth, and I coffee stained the cheesecloth. Added some Sweet Annie and some homespun fabric to this. Let me plug this in so you can take a quick look. And all of my products, I seal them. I seal them either with Mod Podge or with a polyacrylic sealer. This would be adorable as a little nightstand light. Is everybody seeing me okay? And this is item number 4. Item number 4 for $22. It's 6.5 inches tall and 3.5 inches wide at the base. Item number 4. I keep having to look at these numbers to make sure they're reading left to right. Okay, next up, these are, again, these are tea bags. I also recycle my tea bags. So these are some images that I printed on my home printer. You can see the pumpkin and the cat. Everybody see that okay? These were printed on my home printer. Just basically what I did was just scotch tape the tea bag to an 8.5 by 11 piece of copy paper, and then pulled the image up on my computer screen and ran the tea bag through my home printer. These are item number 2 for the set of 6, and they're $25 for the set of 6. Tea-stained prints. And we also use the coffee grunging technique with tin cans. This is, I believe this was another tea bag that I applied some Mod Podge, put the tea bag on it, and the label, I can't remember. Some of the labels I grunge and some I purchased already grunged. But then I just put a little piece of jute twine. So you've got that one. And then here is another one. Fresh churned butter. I'm seeing everything upside down. Fresh churned butter. Again, that's just a tea bag that we coffee grunged. Put some cinnamon on it. Wrinkles are character, I say. So these are 19 A and B. These are $15 each. If you wish to, you could purchase them as a pair for $25. And it's number 19. 19A is the molasses. The molasses with the jute twine. And the fresh churned butter. Number 19 for $15 each, or $25 for the pair. Okay, and here's another can. This was a large family size bean can. Again, we used our coffee grunging technique. We did a little bit on the bottom, but we did the Mod Podge, put a label on it, a jute twine with some homespun on the handles. We drill holes in each side. We did some on the inside of this can. This can, it stands 7 inches tall and 6 inches wide for $20. Item number 32. 32 for $20. And again, sealed it with either a polyacrylic or Mod Podge. Number 32, $20. Okay, here's another set of images. I had 2 sets today. This is another set of 6 that we printed on tea bags. The pumpkin, the pear, the crow and the sunflower, the corn and the apple. Some folks might think that it causes a jam or it tears the tea bag, when in actuality it does not. I just tape it on, just a small amount of tape on the actual bag and a lot of tape on the copy paper, run it through and then tear it off. This is item number 45, and again, this is a set of 6 prints for $25. Would be great for crafting. Would actually be cute in a little frame as well. $25 for a set of 6, number 45. Okay, I've thrown in a few little Christmas. This is a white chalk paint, and I brush it with a little bit of a black stain. I don't know if you can tell. We try to stain the rims, the bottoms and the rims of them. Put a little homespun fabric on there. carried the paint on the inside for a little ways. This is item number 59, and it's $15. Most of my cans are $15. Item number 59. Here's just another little can with a child napping with the toys. Just used a different homespun fabric. A little heavier on the staining. Nothing on the bottom. This is $15. Item number 22. These cans are 2 3/4 wide by 4 inches tall. Bean cans. And here's a little trike. Cute little image of a little trike. I tied a little Christmas string around that one. White chalk paint. Put a little staining on the rim and the brim of it. This is item number 18, and it's $15. Again, these are 4.5 inches tall by 3 inches wide. Another Christmas image. Little different homespun fabric on it. Fa la la image. White chalk paint. Number 14 for $15. And here's the Dear Santa image. This one was so cute to me. My graphic images, I do pull images that are no copyright infringements on the images that I use. And I took a stamp and stamped this one, Dear Santa. Went a little heavier on the stain on that one. Number 38 for $15. Okay, here's a larger can. This one is also $15. This is a large tricycle. This can is 6 inches tall by 3.5 wide. Same technique. Sealed it with a polyacrylic sealer. Number 13, $15. Here's another one. This is a little baby doll image. Again, 4.5 inches tall, 3 inches wide. We actually painted the bottom of that one and sealed it. Number 35 for $15. Okay, this can we stepped out of our realm of primitive earth tone colors and went with a brighter color for this saying. It says, "For you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you." Psalms 9 and 10. This is a chalk paint, and I'm not sure what the shade is on that one, but we just drilled a hole on each end and ran a little rusty wire with a wine cork that we drilled through for a handle. This one is number 50 for $15. 4 3/4 inches tall by 4 inches wide. And here is another one with a bird image. Again, not normally the colors that I would use in my crafting style, but I couldn't resist the little bird image. Chalk paint, and then I sealed it. This one's item number 30 for $15. 6 1/4 inches tall by 4 inches wide. Bluebird. This is our buttermilk dairy farm label. I believe this label was already grunged when I purchased this label, but I start off by putting Mod Podge on the cans, and then have my mixture of coffee and cinnamon and a couple of other ingredients in there. And then before the Mod Podge completely dries, I cover it with that mixture, sprinkle some cinnamon, cover it some more. Okay, this is item number 20. 3 1/4 inches wide by 6 inches tall. Item number 20 for the Buttermilk Dairy Farm. Dairy Fresh. Here's another one, Buttermilk Dairy Fresh. This one I went a little darker, well, much darker actually. And I put this is cheesecloth. We grunched up a cheesecloth, tied a little jute twine, grunched it some more, and then sealed it. That's item number 3 for $15. 3 1/2 inches wide by 6 inches tall. Okay, these next ones I have are going to be a set of 3. Hang on. Okay, these are a set of 3. You've got, let me see, let me hold them up. 3 different sizes. I'm selling these as a set. Got them primmed up with prim labels. Crow, the sunflower, another one of the crow, just a little bit different coloring on that one. And here's the larger one. And what I did was I used cardboard with a little wooden knob that I glued, used some E6000 and 3 pieces of cardboard that I cut out just to loosely make a lid for these. I mean, you could come in and permanently glue these down, but I chose to just leave them, those loose. So we have this one. And here's the other one with the lid. Okay. With the crow label. And here's the third one with the little sunflower and the crow. That's these three in the set are $25. Let's see, this one, this is the sunflower and the crow. It's 3 1/4 inches tall by 3 1/2 wide at the base. And the primitive crow is primitive crow. This is 4 1/2 tall by 4 wide. And the alphabet crow, this one is 7 inches tall by 4 1/4 wide. Okay, $25 for the set. Okay, this is my chicken family. I did this on a piece of old weathered board that I pulled from my yard. I did some some painting. I got about 3 different layers of color here. Then I scraped it to try to make it look aged and actually try to blend in with the front. And there's room for improvement on the back side. But this is this is muslin fabric that I also attached muslin. I cut out an 8.5 by 11, match it to the size of a piece of copy paper. And then just attach the muslin to a piece of freezer wrap paper. Because you've got that glossy side to freezer wrap paper. And actually what I do first is iron the muslin to the freezer wrap paper, cut down to an 8.5 by 11 size, and then run it through my printer. So this is an image of a little chicken family. And I did seal the piece of wood. I believe I put a polyacrylic sealer on it. It's item number 49 for $35. Item number 49 for $35. It's 14 inches long by 7 wide. Just an old piece of weathered wood. And I also do some things on canvas. This is just a piece of 8 by 10 canvas with a feathered tree image. And again, I used a coffee grunge technique on this. Put some Sweet Annie on there with a little rusty star. And this is $10, number 36 for $10. That's an 8 by 10. Here's another can that I did with that feathered tree image. We painted the can again with the chalk paint. Put some wax on it just to give it some more character and age. Attach some homespun and some little bells with that feathered image, and then I just outlined the rim and the image with some jute twine, and I put some homespun fabric on the inside of it. And that is item number 33 for $20, and it's 6 inches tall and 4 inches wide at the brim. The feathered Christmas tree. Here's some more cans, a few more Christmas items here. This is a little 'Twas the Night Before Christmas image, and I put a little piece of homespun on it. This is a grunge technique. And I can't remember. I think what I did here was just the Mod Podge mixed with cinnamon. So therefore there's no coffee granules. So therefore you get a lighter technique to it with just the Mod Podge and the cinnamon. This is item 34 for $15. 34 for $15. Okay, and next is Santa on the mantle. We used a different kind of homespun on this one. A little Santa image. We put some homespun fabric on the inside. Painted it on the bottom. This is item number 26. For $15. Okay, two more in that type. Here's another one. This is Waiting for Santa. You see the little kiddos asleep there on the bed. A different kind of homespun fabric that I tied around this one. These are all 4.5 inches tall by 3 inches wide. Item number 55 for $15. Okay. And this one is Santa Claus Visits. And this one's item number 12 for $15. We did a homespun fabric on the inside of that one as well. Okay, this is the monster pickle jar. This is a very large pickle jar, and we put lights in this one. I'm going to plug this one in so that you can see. Milk for Santa. We did a cheesecloth on the top. We did not stain this cheesecloth. We just left it natural. Put a little homespun and some ribbon there. Again, this was a Mod Podge and cinnamon technique here on the pickle jar. Let me grab my cord and we'll plug it in. Let me see if I can turn the lights out where you can see it. And you can see that paint technique. There is a crackling technique that I do also. I don't think I had intended for that to crackle, but it did. There are some things I make with a crackle technique. But it's really pretty at night when it lights up. And this is just a strand of those little Christmas lights that I put in it. And this is item number 42 for $35. 42 for $35. And it stands 10 inches tall and it's 6 inches wide. Nightlight Milk for Santa jar. Okay, you guys have probably seen these come through the Handmade group when I was advertising these or had them in my album. This is, now these I think I used coffee filters. I believe I used coffee filters with these. I recycle my coffee filters. This is a fall harvest image. I printed that on my printer and then I grunged it up and gave it the grungy look there with the cinnamon and the coffee. Put a little homespun and some little twig berries and just give a coating of cinnamon and coffee to the lid. So we have that one. And then we have the pumpkins and gourds. These were pickle jars. Same technique with coffee filters and the cinnamon coffee stain. I applied it a little heavier around the label. Used a different homespun fabric with the cheesecloth. And these are item number 1. Pumpkins and gourds, you can just say 1A and then 1B for the fall leaves. They're $22 each. If you wanted them as a pair, I have them for $32 for the set. Item number 1. Fall leaves or pumpkins and gourds. Okay, these were olive jars. Olive jars that I upcycled here. And I put a, trying to remember what this is called around the rim. I can't even remember what it's called at the moment. But those were olive jars. I put, started out again with Mod Podge and did a coffee cinnamon technique, brushed on there the label, coffee grunged the labels, and then sealed them with a polycrylic. And these are hang on. I think I've got these for $15. I can't find my number, but you can just olive jar Simply Primitive, or olive jar Sunflower and Crow. $15 each. Okay, here's some more cans that we did, and I put legs on these. Just got these these from Hobby Lobby and painted them or stained them. The label there with the little jute string at the top, so these will stand. Okay. And these are $15 each, or $35 for the set. And I've got two more I'm going to show you. Item number 56 for $15 each, or $35 for a set of 3. So you've got the Farmer's Best white rice, the Aunt Bee washing powder, the little legs, and the finest apple cider. These are item number 56, A, B, or C, $15 each, or the set of 3 for $35. Okay, this is not exactly fall, it's more spring, but I also recycle cardboard. And I make baskets. This is made from cardboard. See, the bottom of it's painted. You can see from the inside. I think this might have been, I don't know if it was an Amazon box or what it was. And then I put a little jute wire, if you will, on those. This is item number 7. It's 8 inches tall by 5 wide for $20 with the little bunny rabbit family. So we've got 3 different techniques with the cardboard, and then I brush a stain on it, kind of stain up around the image a little bit, make it look a little aged. Here's another basket. This is a much larger basket that I made from cardboard. This one is, oh, we got a quarter in there. Huh. This is item number 31. This one's $25. It stands 12 inches tall and it's 8.5 wide. But I just, I put a little cheesecloth that I stained, some homespun fabric, and then put a little rusty star on each end. 31 for $25. I really enjoy working with cardboard and upcycling it. And then the last cardboard basket is, this is a different technique I did on this one, a different paint technique and brushing of white on it. And then I just hot glued a burlap inside, and then I stamped a little prim label, and I've got a little rusty wire up here, and then some pine cones. And this is number 39, and it stands 10 inches tall by 5 by 8.5. $20, number 39. Okay, and these are images that I do on my printer I bought some fabric from Hobby Lobby in the fall colors, and I ran these images through my printer as well. These are, I think they're 8 by 10, 8.5 by 11. These are $25 each. We have Harvest Time, Fall Harvest, Bittersweet, Pumpkins and Gourds. These would be cute to, you could frame them. They would be cute in a frame, or you can use them in a craft project as well. Again, these are item number 5, and they're $25 each. This was a plastic platter, and I used, this is actually brown paper bags. What I did was I put a Mod Podge. I put a Mod Podge mixture, Mod Podge to the platter, the plastic platter, and then applied this coffee cinnamon technique. Put some more Mod Podge, applied the coffee cinnamon technique again until I got the texture that I was looking for. The handles on this are also brown paper bags. These are brown paper bags on the handles. What I did was just twisted the brown paper bag, put some Mod Podge and cinnamon on the bag, twisted it some more, and continued to put Mod Podge and cinnamon on it to get that. And then we just used regular hot glue to shape it around the platter. Whoops. And this is, it measures 21 long by 13 wide. And it's item 48. Item number 48 for the platter. Okay, next up is, this is a plastic bowl. I think I used, I may have used paper bags on this one also, and then just grunged it up and sealed it with a polyacrylic sealer. It's item number 44. It's 4 inches deep and 9 inches wide for $20. Item number 44 for $20 for the grunged bowl. And then we have another platter. This one I used a much lighter technique. I had some of those oversized coffee filters. You can see these are a large coffee filter. I Mod Podged, applied the coffee filters and then the cinnamon coffee technique to this platter and then sealed it. And this platter is 10.5 by 16 and it's $20. Item number 6 for $20 for the platter. All right. Okay, we're back. We're back to the cardboard again. I did some ornaments, some little prim star ornaments. Oops, here we go. Little prim star ornaments. And I just used a nail and punched the holes. Put a little, we've got some little rusty wire there for the hanger. And then we put a little bow on those. So we've got that one. And then we did some solid, just a solid prim star. And some of them are a little bit different in their coloration. But these are $8 a piece. And I have a good many of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 of these little prim stars. This one, and I did seal these. I sealed these with Mod Podge, made from cardboard. Those are $8, and just say prim stars. Trying to find my number. Okay, and I enjoy farmhouse style crafting as well. I live out on a farm, so I really enjoy the idea of decorating with farm style. This was a solid tray. I was very close to sending this to Goodwill. It was a cobalt blue, and then right when I was getting ready to send it to Goodwill, I pulled it out of the bag and thought, oh, I can upcycle that. So I did a chalk paint technique on this. Again, the little wooden legs. I put E6000 to put the little legs on. And then I did some staining around the edges. And this was actually a gift bag. And so I just decoupaged the gift bag in there and did some staining technique on the inside for that one. So we've got one that's plain with the painting technique. These are with the little legs on them. They're 3 inches tall, 3 tall by 10.5 wide, and they're 1 inch deep. So we have this one that's plain, and then I have, by the way, that one is number 16. These are $18. So that one is number 16 for $18. And then this one is number 37 for $18. This one I just did a brush technique on this one, just made it a little different. Again, it was a gift bag. I decided to upcycle the gift bag. Did a little bit of different brushing technique on that one. Item number 37 for $18. And these are some little shelf pillows. I purchased this image. I purchased this little piece of fabric on the front with the old iron. And then I cut and shaped to size this piece of gingham here. And I actually it's actually glued, and I stuffed this one with trash bags, I believe. So these are $14. This one's item number 58. 7.5 inches is the measurement for that little bowl filler, shelf sitter little bowl filler. $14. Item number 58 on that one. And these little bowl fillers, this was actually a tea towel. It was a large tea towel, and I just cut out the images. And I used a muslin on the back side. I actually stained the muslin fabric. I think this one's got polyfill in it. For $10, item number 27 for $10. So we have the turkey. And then we have the two birdhouses. Again, that stain might be a little bit darker, but I did a staining of the fabric on the stove in some boiling water to achieve the color that I wanted. This one's item number 46. These are $10 each or $15 for the set of two. Item 46. And then we've got the scarecrows. Scarecrow 1, Scarecrow 2, Scarecrow 3. This is number 8. $10 each for $25 for the set of 3. This was a white tea towel, and I just stained the muslin, glued it on all 3 corners, and then stuffed these with polyfill. Okay, and here are some shelf sitters on a larger scale. This is Frosty the Snowman. This is a muslin fabric. I completely stained this muslin fabric. And I think I filled this with beans so that it kind of sits like that. And these are also glued. No sewing. This is measure 7 by 10, and it's $20. Item number 54 for Frosty the Snowman. Here's the Christmas tree, feathered Christmas tree image again. Again, it's a muslin fabric that I stained, and stained the image. Filled this with polyfill. This is $20. It's item 23. So we've got one with polyfill, and then I also have another one. It's on a much lighter scale with the muslin fabric. This one I filled with corn, I believe it is. Item 23. 23 with the beans. So actually, yeah, you can say beans versus polyfill. $20. These measure 7 by 10. And then we have Santa. Everybody loves Santa, right? Believe these are, we've got a lighter stain and a darker stain Santa. These are 7.5 by 9. For $20 each. You've got one with a lighter stain and one with a darker stain. Lighter stain, darker stain. Number 53. Okay, I think we're doing good on time. This is I took that harvest time image that you saw earlier. This was a pillow of mine. The colors didn't go with my decor. So I used this muslin fabric and stained it a little bit, glued it on all sides. And then this is actually called a pocket pillow. I put some little pit berries and some Sweet Annie in it. And this is item number 28. And this is a 17 by 20 for $35. It's called a pocket pillow. Item 28 for $35. Okay, I think that's about all I have. How are we doing on time? I wanted to thank you guys for allowing me to come in. And I think up next after me is Susan with Eastern Sierra Glass and Gifts. And I appreciate you allowing me to come in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I believe my items are also going to be posted at 7 o'clock this evening. So you'll see some of these items coming through the feed around 7 o'clock, I believe it is. Thank you. I appreciate it. That is all we have. Y'all have a great rest of your day.